If you're like spraying yourself like this, you shouldn't be cleaning the ice machine anyways. What's up, everybody? I have to clean this ice machine, so I figured I'd show you how I go about doing it. Starting with step number 1, which is to remove the ice. I turned it off, I waited 24 hours, so I know there's no ice on the evaporator. Step 2 is remove all ice from the storage bin. I've removed all ice from my storage bin. Step 3 is open the front door to access the evaporator compartment. I have removed the front door to access the evaporator compartment. Step 4, press the clean button. Water will purge for 45 seconds, and then I'm going to fill it with 3 ounces of Manitowoc Nickel Safe Ice Machine Cleaner. So the machine just went into water fill. To make it easier for me to add the Nickel Safe Cleaner to the machine, I'm going to go ahead and take off this top panel, and I'm going to push up right here, move that over. Here's my 3 ounces of Nickel Safe Ice Machine Cleaner. I'm going to pour it right down inside of there and let this thing run for, it says 30 minutes. While this machine is running through its clean cycle, I'm going to use a coil brush and I'm going to brush out the ice machine condenser, and I'll give you a good shot of what that looks like. You can take your brush and just going to go up and down, brush all the lint and dust and dirt out of this coil. In addition to brushing out the coil, you're going to want to use some compressed air. See it, but there's quite a bit of dust that comes up and out. Okay, clean is over. Step 5 is wait for your clean cycle to be over and then unplug the machine so we can disassemble it. So now the machine is unplugged. Now we're going to remove parts for cleaning. Start at the beginning, take off the water curtain. Literally, you just grab in the middle, put a little pressure inward with your right hand, and it pops right out. You're going to remove the ice thickness probe. Just squeeze it together and it comes right out of there. Then you're going to loosen up these thumb screws for the water distribution tube. Some of them might be a little bit hard. You might need to grab a wrench. Just loosen them up a little bit. And that comes right out of there. Along with this second piece, just grab and pull it out. And then the water tray will come out. Just grab the 2 tabs and pull down. Unfortunately, this isn't going to work because my opening's too small. You probably shouldn't do that, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Using the 3/8 nut driver, you're going to take out this little thumb screw right here. That comes out, and then you can drop the water diverter. Ice thickness probe comes out. Just grab it, pull it straight down. That'll come out of there. Push the wire back up into the hole because you don't want to get it wet. Grab the water pump, pull it down, unplug it. I'm also going to take out this tube, the drain tube, just undo the hose clamp, that little hose clamp there. There's another one in the back. You can set that aside to clean. There's a dump valve in here. If it's dirty, clean it. If not, we can throw it right back in there. You just want to make sure that this is nice and clean. Put that right back in there. It's really easy to get out. Just a 1/4 turn and it pops right out. So that's the full disassembly. We're going to go ahead and just clean this entire area with ice machine descaler, and then we're going to rinse it off with some water and then sanitize it. So you should probably have gloves on and safety glasses, but OSHA's not going to be coming by my house, and I'm just going to start scrubbing. Now we're gonna take some ice machine sanitizer and we're just gonna spray all of our surfaces. Like I said before, if you can't avoid getting it in your eyes, you should wear gloves. But if you just use a little bit of common sense, you can probably avoid getting it in your eyes. If you do get in your eyes, like I have before, it's not that big a deal. Just rinse it out with some water. Now that we're all done cleaning and sanitizing the ice machine, we're gonna take the ice machine parts to the sink and clean those. This is the water level probe and this is the water pump. These are the main things you really have to worry about when you're cleaning. Don't get the motor wet, and then don't get this wet as well. And then from there, just kind of use common sense. All of my parts are cleaned and sanitized. Time to put it back together. I'm gonna start with my water level probe. You can grab the wire from behind the machine and just push it back down through to where you can see it, and then just plug it in. Once it's plugged in, you just feed it right back up into the hole, and you should be able to hear it snap into place. Just like that. Water pump, you're gonna grab your power cord that was previously shoved up in there, plug it in, and then feed that back up and in. Make sure that the plug for the water pump doesn't hit your condenser fan motor, because that would be bad. There are some clips on this back wall that you can clip it into and it'll hold it in place. Water diverter, put that up into place. Right side goes in first, and then just put the thumb screw in there, tighten that up. Take your 3/8 nut driver and just snug that up so it doesn't rattle loose. Put this piece in, distribution tube, and your 4 little finger screws go up in here. These finger screws have a tendency to wiggle loose over time, so I've gotten in the habit of just snugging them up with a pair of pliers. Not too much, but enough to where you can't loosen them with your fingers is probably tight enough. Put your ice thickness probe back in place. Like I said before, you just pinch it together. This side is slightly longer than this side, so put the long side in first and then just press it together and it'll sit in place. Every time you clean these things, you should verify that the gap for your ice thickness probe is set correctly. And it looks all right. Go ahead and throw our water tube back in. Should be pretty easy. Just press one side on and then squeeze the little finger clamp things nice and tight. We're gonna put our water trough back in. You don't really have to do it the way that I'm gonna do it, but my storage bin is set up for a 22-inch wide machine, so I kind of have to get creative with putting this damn thing back in. And it snaps into place just like that. Water curtain goes on. And then we're ready to plug it back in. Now that we're plugged back in, we're gonna go ahead and throw it into clean again to add our ice machine sanitizer. And you know what? I've totally not been following my steps. Step 6 was remove parts for cleaning. Did that. Step 7 was mix solution of cleaner and warm water. That's a waste of time. Don't worry about it. Just spray some cleaner on top of your parts and you'll be good to go. Step 8, use half the cleaner to do something that doesn't make any sense. Step 9, while components are soaking, waste of time. Oh, step 9 says clean out that part, which is what we did. You know what? Don't follow these instructions. A little bit more ice machine sanitizer. Not gonna hurt anything. Like I said before, if you can avoid getting in your eyes, use safety glasses. If you're like spraying yourself like this, you shouldn't be cleaning the ice machine anyways. Ice machine sanitizer, 2 ounces, pour it in, straight over the top, just like that. 30 minutes later, ice machine sanitizing cycle is over. Next step is to go ahead and hit the power button, let the thing make ice. We'll check on it in about, maybe like 15 minutes. So it's only been about 14 minutes. We just cycled into harvest. I'm going to try to catch some of the ice so we can look at how the bridge. Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. The ice was way too thin. I need to make an ice thickness adjustment. So using this Manitowoc ice thickness probe gapping tool, I'm just going to adjust this. If you need to make an ice thickness probe adjustment, check out Ice Machine 411 YouTube channel. There's probably a video on there that covers this. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Start our timer over. Okay, so we're going to try that again. We just cycled into harvest for the second time. We're going to see if the ice sheet is actually as thick as it's supposed to be now that we use that gapping tool. Like I said before, 9mm drill bit or 7/32 gap. I'm harvesting nice and fast. See if I can catch it. Got our nice piece. You know, that actually looks all right. We can add a little bit to it just to be safe, but that's what it should look like basically. And that's how you clean a Manitowoc ice machine. If you guys want to know more about ice machine cleaning or ice machine troubleshooting, check out my channel. We'll see you on the next one.